This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Okay, Marshall D. Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard, has been extremely relevant in the time post-Wano. I know Oda said that Shanks was making his move, but you know, Blackbeard is the one really making some moves right now. This dude is picking some actually insane fights, and I, for one, am here for it. Because it's Blackbeard's return to relevancy. I can scream, say ha ha ha, and not just have to say it in my head. He's saying it on screen. So, not to say he was ever irrelevant, but he's one of the hot topics right now. I felt like it was in my best interest, your best interest, and Marshall D. Teach's best interest to give you guys a timeline from his introduction to now, and maybe that could give us all some insight into what it is Blackbeard is fighting for. So, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. We are getting deeper and deeper into the final saga of One Piece, and with the reveal of our friendly neighborhood clown Buggy and him becoming a Yonko, we then ask ourselves, how did this happen? It was actually due to his faithful henchman creating the best ad ever and spreading it out there to the entire world. Damn, I wish I could get a hold of him, but sounds like they really know how to run a business, and I'm sure if they were in our world, they would use today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website, connect with your audience, and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights all on one easy-to-use platform. Create a community on your Squarespace website with a fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. Use their powerful blogging tools to categorize, share, and schedule your posts as well. Extend Squarespace's already powerful e-commerce capabilities with Squarespace extensions. These new third-party tools can help you manage inventory, promote products, streamline bookkeeping, reconcile and file sales tax, and ship items across the globe. Display posts from your social profiles on your website, automatically push website content to your favorite social media channels so your followers can share it too. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/B.D.A law to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So don't wait, guys, sign up for Squarespace today. We start with the pre-Blackbeard timeline. So 28 years ago from the modern day of One Piece is where we start. Marshall D. Teach was a young, strapping 12-year-old orphan who manages to find himself in front of the Whitebeard pirates, and then he pretty much begged for a chance to join them, and then he was granted an apprenticeship. It is said that he was originally from a snowy island and doesn't sleep, and we've seen depictions of him as a young boy looking up at the moon and crying, and it's worth noting that at this time, at 12 years old, the boy who'd become Blackbeard was looking for the Yami Yami no Mi, or the darkness fruit. It's also confirmed that the reason why Blackbeard didn't sleep was because, of course, in a snowy island, he ate some mushrooms that kept him up. I can relate. Anyway, 2 years later, the skirmish between the Whitebeard and Roger pirates happened, and this is where Teach met Shanks and Buggy. And Buggy might have used some future sight because he referred to Teach as a monster because he didn't sleep. Little did he know. Now, despite Shanks and Mihawk, this makes me think Teach is truly Shanks' rival. Two orphans found by two legendary pirates, both at very sketchy pasts, or at least lineages, and some connection to the rocks. Oh, one more thing, you gotta sub. Now's the time to subscribe for more content like this. We can make more timelines for Luffy, different things. Just let me know if you enjoy this and we can make more. That's just how it works. But anyways, back to the timeline. Another 4 years or 22 years before the modern day, Teach was one of the pirates present when the escaped Shiki spoke to Whitebeard about his plan for the future. Was he listening to things? I know that doesn't really sound like much, but I think if Teach is the inheritor of Rox's will, hearing from Shiki would have definitely had some part in shaping him. But anyways, 10 or so years later, or give or take 12 years before the current day, Shanks clashed with the Whitebeard pirates, and during this time, Teach himself gave Shanks the famous scars on his face, like I said, bitter rivals. But I also think this is important because it was around this time that Shanks and Mihawk stopped fighting. Now, we're not aware of the exact time all these things happened. We're pretty much just speculating based on the timeline. The world was aware of Shanks' strength, so I think for Teach to give him that scar, he was always strong and maybe, just maybe, holding back, trying not to draw attention to himself, which, you know, seems to be a very flamboyant guy now, but it makes perfect sense because Teach joined the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, and a few years later, about 4 years before the present day, Ace joined the Whitebeard Pirates, and Teach encouraged him to become a commander because he didn't have that kind of ambition. Like I said, Teach really played the background, holding back until he found his opportunity. My kind of guy. At least, that's how it seems to me. Shortly after the start of One Piece, or 2 years before the present day, the Whitebeard Pirates 4th Division Commander Thatch found the exact fruit Teach had been looking for. Now, you guys may say, this is not how you conduct yourself, but imagine searching for a fruit pretty much your entire life, and your crewmate finds it. You know, you go up to him, you ask him, yo, Thatch, my guy, can I possibly have that, my guy? I don't know why I gave him that accent, but then Thatch is like, no, mon chéri, this is my fruit, I deserve it. Well, then you gotta die. Either way, he had the Yami Yami no Mi, and Teach killed him for it and left the Whitebeard pirates. I know I have hot takes from time to time saying he did nothing wrong. That was wrong. but I understand. I want to stop here for a second and say that I made sure to refer to Blackbeard as Teach throughout this portion of the timeline because I believe this is the time before Blackbeard. Blackbeard wasn't around yet, or I guess that's an easier way for me to explain it, though Teach has always been Blackbeard, but just sort of played the background, played the fool, hid not only his strength, but his knowledge, his body, about fruits, and potentially the world, and he hid his ambitions. He is a sneaky fellow. Throughout this portion of the timeline, we see not just how Teach came to be Blackbeard, but we also see how shady and how sinister he is. The man moving in the shadows is perfect for the darkness fruit. Now we move into the rest of the timeline, or as I like to call it, the post-Blackbeard timeline. So after his betrayal to the Whitebeard pirates, Blackbeard took the name, well, Blackbeard, like I said. He started filling himself. When he took the name Blackbeard, he also formed his crew, the members of Lafitte, Van Augur, Jesus Burgess, Doc Q, and Stronger, which I would presume that he knew them before he actually became Blackbeard. They were just waiting in the wings, waiting for him to make his move. Then when he finally did, they joined him. Not sure if he made all these friends, met all these people before then. Just would be a bit strange. Either way, the first move was attacking Drum Island and its king Wapple, which we know shortly after Wapple returned and was beaten again by Luffy. I also want to talk about something I said earlier. I said I think Blackbeard is Shanks' rival. We obviously know now he's Luffy's parallel and rival, but I think he bridges a gap between Luffy and Shanks and sits perfectly as both of their rivals. And I think this will play out in a very unfortunate way for them in the future. Specifically Shanks. But fast forward, and post-Alabasta, Blackbeard was nominated for a warlord position to take the place of Crocodile, and the world government, imagine this, they refused it because of his lack of reputation. I get it. The warlords, based on the Ace novel and how much acclaim they have, they basically sit on the same level as the Yonko in regards to worldly acclaim. I'm sorry, but that's how the world government and even Oda views those characters. But I digress. I think this serves as a huge motivator for Blackbeard's ambition because of his rejection, but it also set the ball rolling in a major way, because shortly after Blackbeard arrived on Jaya Island around the same time as Straw Hat Luffy, though neither one of them knew it at the time. On Jaya, Blackbeard gives the famous "people dreams don't ever end," but also presents one of the biggest mysteries we still don't have an answer to, when Zoro and Luffy refer to Blackbeard as them instead of him. Mind you, this is not 2022, where them and him and her and things like that is a lot more prevalent. Either way, I mean, I seriously hope we find out soon, and I have a feeling we will. But back to the timeline. After their encounter, Luffy's new bounty is released, and Blackbeard realizes who he spoke to. It's like, oh, let's take this kid in, huh? Plans to capture Luffy and present him to the world government as an offering to then become a warlord, but his ship was destroyed by the knockup stream in pursuit of the Straw Hat Pirates. Now, Blackbeard and his crew, they regroup on Banara Island, and news of Luffy's war on the world government and its lobby broke, making Blackbeard decide to attempt to pursue him again because of this bounty increase. But before he could leave, though, Ace had finally tracked him down for his betrayal to the Whitebeard Pirates. I gotcha, boy. Blackbeard then offered Ace a chance to join his crew. Can you believe that? And help him kill Luffy. Can you believe that? Of course, Ace refused and told Blackbeard him and Luffy are brothers. Can you believe that? Which led to the fight between Ace and Blackbeard and resulted in, unfortunately, Ace's capture. Blackbeard turned Ace over to the world government and then was given Crocodile's warlord position as a result. Now, during the Impel Down arc, Blackbeard also arrived, clashing with Luffy and somewhat baiting him and telling him Ace took his place, essentially, and also telling Jinbei that what he had planned would shake the world to its core. Blackbeard and company were then poisoned by Magellan because of Blackbeard's carelessness that he always has, who left them to pursue Luffy, and were given an antidote, luckily by Shiryu, who was then recruited by Blackbeard. Now, Blackbeard then went to level 6 and recruited the survivors of each cage. This fortnight montage gave him the additions of San Juan Wolf, Avila Pizarro, Vasco Shot, and Katarina Devon. Leaving Impel Down, Blackbeard headed to Marineford in time to have his crew firing squad Whitebeard, and for the first time in One Piece, take Whitebeard's fruit. He managed to obtain 2 devil fruits. Well, as far as we know. Blackbeard retreated as Shanks arrived and made his way to the New World, where he captured Jewelry Bonnie and was going to exchange her with the Marines for a battleship. But when he learned that Kainu was on the battleship, Blackbeard chose to flee again. I'm noticing a trend here with Blackbeard. He picks and chooses his fights carefully, only when he thinks he can win or has something to gain, and continuing to hide his strengths. But that is also a Kainu. During the time skip, the Blackbeard Pirates engaged the Whitebeard Pirates in what we now know as the Payback War. And the debt to be paid was on the side of the Blackbeard Pirates because the new Whitebeard Pirates, they owed them an ass whooping. And, well, unfortunately, they got destroyed. And that earned Blackbeard the position as Emperor and essentially dissolving the remaining Whitebeard Pirates. Teach also spent his time during the time skip recruiting pirates under his banner and participated in the Rocky Port incident where the hero of the Marines, Captain Kobe, helped him to win the battle and take control of Hachinosu, and making that his territory. Now, during Dressrosa, Blackbeard had Burgess fight for the Marimaro no Mi, or Flanking Fruit, while he worked on recruiting Kuzan, because shortly after, during Zou, Blackbeard attacked the Revolutionary Army headquarters after Burgess bird to stumble upon it with his tail between his legs. That's how they found Baltigo, and then they were able to escape after briefly clashing with Cypher Pole. And I mean briefly. Now, as Wano was happening, Blackbeard had been gathering fruits for his crew, giving Shiryu the Suki no Me, and offering Moria a chance to join his crew. Now, towards the end of Wano round of raid on Onigashima, Blackbeard began making major moves. During this dissolving of the warlords, Blackbeard planned on attacking Amazon Lily to try to take Boa Hancock's fruit. Now, during the attack, he was able to flee Amazon Lily, evading Boa, Rayleigh, and the Marines after capturing Kobe, while also sending Van Auker and Kuzan to Whole Cake Island and kidnapping Pudding. During this time, Blackbeard was also able to gain the Riki no Mi for Burgess, the Shiku no Mi for Doc Q, and the Wapu no Mi for Van Auger. That sounds like something Cardi B would like. But also the Uma no Mi for Stronger. Blackbeard took these quote-unquote victories and went out to sea beyond Wano and set a trap for any of the 3 pirate crews that decided to go that way, resulting in his current clash with Law. But that's it for the timeline. I can't wait for Oda to reveal more about Blackbeard's timeline and give us somewhat more specific dates so we can decipher what's been happening. But as of now, due to this video, you're up to date on everything with Blackbeard. If you would like to know Luffy's timeline, let me know below, or any other timeline videos, I'll be happy to make them. This was a lot of fun. So guys, do you think Blackbeard is truly evil or misunderstood? Because I might be leaning towards no, he's evil. Let's not do that. But guys, give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BroggoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BroggoD.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, guys, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.